Hi guys, this is Stitching Colourist here with Shelley Lewis. Today's video, it's going to be very different to what I usually record. I usually record either my colouring videos or a floss tube. However, it is going to be about my health and basically explaining to you guys what it is that I've been diagnosed with. So before I go into the video, I just want to say I'm no expert on this. This is all new to me. I've never heard of this condition before now. I'm still learning, especially what to expect, where we go from here. So just bear with me. So the reason why I wanted to do this short video is because I think I mainly wanted to do it for awareness for you guys, for the importance of having your eyes tested. A lot I've heard through the past people's about how important it is to get your eyes tested, and you know what it's like. Sometimes you think, oh, I can't be bothered, or oh, it'll be fine, I'll go and have them tested when I want to or when I've got the time. But you know, life gets in the way and things get busy, and then before you know it, it gets put on the back burner. So this is why you should have your eyes tested regularly. So for those of you who know me well on Instagram, maybe on Facebook or on YouTube even, I've mentioned in my colouring chats about me having a few health problems recently. So here it goes really. I don't know why I'm a bit nervous about doing this one. I do apologise guys if this isn't a video that you're interested in. If it's not, then please feel free to skip it. I really don't mind. So recently I've been diagnosed with having benign intracranial hypertension. There is a few words for it, different words. There's another word name for it is Idiopathic Intercranial Hypertension, and there is another name for it which I really do apologise, but I can't think of it. So I did watch a seminar about idiopathic intercranial hypertension. I'm going to refer to it as IIH so I don't have to keep going for it. It's a long name. I did watch a seminar on YouTube not so long ago, bits of information about it so I can try and understand it a lot more. And one of the things that the doctors, the neurologists did say was they don't actually like to refer to it as benign anymore, because benign, you think it's not serious. However, this IIH, it is not serious in the way as it can kill you, not that way, but it can still have serious impact on your life, and it can, unfortunately, if it's not treated, if it starts affecting your eyes, you can lose your sight with it. So I'm going to tell you my story about it. So going back the early part of last year, I would even say probably the later part of 2019, I started getting, I'd go to college and I'd come back from college, and when I went to bed of the night, I'd start getting an enormous amount of pressure in my head. It'd be all mainly round here, and the pressure, they refer to it as headaches, but it wasn't like a headache. It was like a real bad, like pressure, like swelling that I could feel. At times, some nights, it'd feel like my head was going to explode. My eyes felt like they were really bulging, like them were gonna pop out. I don't know. Yeah, it felt like my eyes were bulging. And all throughout the year since them symptoms started, I haven't had that pressure as intense as it first started, but then I started getting other bits of symptoms, like in the day, especially when I went on the school run, I'd have like the pressure build up when I picked my children from school. When we was walking out, I'd have a pressure build up in my head, and again it'd feel like heavy, like real heavy pressure, and my eye, it'd affect my eyes as well. It'd feel like my eyes were gonna bulge again. That would be on and off. I started getting like a rhythm beating in my right ear as well. I noticed that probably springtime of last year, I'd feel like a pulsating beat in my ear. Maybe me. My husband said to me that I needed to go to the doctors about it because it was starting to worry him. And of course, maybe me, I didn't want to go to the doctors because I know that there were more pressing problems at hand, especially with the COVID. So I did leave it. And basically throughout the year it progressed as my legs, I felt like sometimes I'd be lying in bed of a night and I'd get like a real tense feeling in both my legs. They'd start to feel really tense. I'd struggle, sounds weird, I'd struggle a bit more to even get my pants on in the morning to try and lift my leg, to get my leg in my pants. I'd have to sit on the bed. My legs felt, and they still do feel, a lot more stiffer when I'm walking. I could walk for miles, I could walk into town and back. But now I walk to the children's school and back and I'm sweating profusely. My legs are flickering, like the nerve endings are flickering in my legs. I'm knackered from even walking to school and back. So my symptoms progressed from there. I felt like I was struggling a bit more with my concentration, especially in college. I did quit the college course, and I felt like anything that really involved using my brain, my head at home, I struggle to do, and I still do. And I get a lot more tired easier. So the early part of this year, I went one night, I was just sitting in bed, I was watching something, and I think it must have been like an optician advert, maybe Specsavers or something like that. And I thought, oh, I haven't had my eyes tested for ages since I was in senior school. So I booked my online appointment just to get a general eye test. And I thought, it's always best to be safe than sorry, maybe. So I went to get my eyes tested, and the the optician, he tested my eyes, took pictures, and he spoke to me, and he said my eyesight seemed okay, but the thing that was worrying him is that the optic nerves, the connections from your brain to your eyes, were swollen. So he said he was going to refer me to the hospital. So I literally got a letter the next day. Well, I got a letter there and then to go to the hospital the next day to get checked out. So I went to the hospital. I saw an ophthalmologist. He did all the eye checks and everything again, and took pictures, and he confirmed what the optician had said, that the connections between my eyes and my brain were swollen, but he couldn't really find any significant problems with the eyesight, because I told him another another symptom that I've been having was my eyes would go in and out of focus. All of a sudden I could just be doing something simple like filling the bath, and my vision would go, and it'd be like a blurry, how do I explain it? It would be like a fuzziness that would come over my eyes. I couldn't see anything for a couple of seconds, and then it'd gradually go away. It came to the point where it was happening every day, especially when I was in the bath. So I mentioned that to him. And when he had checked my eyes, he obviously, like I just said, he'd confirmed that there was swollen connections between my brain and my eyes. But because my eyesight, everything else seemed okay-ish with my eyes, he suspected that I had fluid on the brain and that the problem may be coming from the brain. So he referred me to have an MRI done. So I went for the MRI, which was nerve-wracking. I've never been in one of them MRI machines before, and if you have, you'll know what I mean. So I had to focus on something to get my mind off that. So I had the MRI done. Had to wait for the results. I had an appointment for the ophthalmologist to go and have a review on my eyes, and to go and get my MRI results. I went to go and get my MRI results, and the ophthalmologist confirmed that the problem was coming from my brain and not my eyes. He said it showed that my brain had significant pressure on the brain and the eye connections, and he was a bit concerned with that. He put me on some medication for 10 days to relieve that pressure. So I took the medication, and he referred me obviously to the, well, he then referred me to the neurologist, and I had to wait for I heard there was a 37-week waiting list for the neurologist, and yeah, I could imagine what I felt. So the medication, I can't remember the name of it. It seemed okay, but they can come with quite a bit of different side effects. The side effects different people get are all different from what you get. My side effects were bad, really bad pins and needles in my fingertips and the soles of my feet, and an awful taste fizzy drinks. Whenever I drunk like a Coke, it made it absolutely, yeah, it was not nice. So it put me off fizzy drinks for a while. So I completed my course of my medication. I went back to have a review at ophthalmology last month, and he did the same eye test and that, and he said basically the connections between my eyes and my brain was, the pressure was still there. And I asked him if there were any change with what he saw before, and he said there wasn't any change, that it still stayed the same. And he said it is definitely, obviously, to do with your brain. So I had a letter came through last week or the week before, and it basically said my diagnosis was benign intracranial hypertension, which, as I said at the beginning of the video, is another word for Idiopathic Intercranial Hypertension, IIH for short. So I had a phone appointment with a neurologist the other day, and I spoke to him, and he did tell me a little bit more about this brain condition. Basically what it is it represents, the signs and symptoms represent themselves of a brain tumour patient would have the symptoms. So it's basically the signs and symptoms of a brain tumour but without the tumour, which when I heard this I thought that's strange. I've never heard of that, but yeah, that's what it is. So I spoke to the neurologist. Like I said, he told me a bit more about it. I have been watching numerous videos. The videos I've been watching on YouTube, some of them have stated that it's a rare condition that affects so many women in the ages from 20 to, I think it was about 40 it was. However, the more I was watching, the more videos, and I joined this group for IIH support. There is more and more people out there that is being diagnosed with this condition. As I said, this condition can affect people in many different ways. Like, people may be suffering with this or having these symptoms, where somebody else will be having another different symptom. So not everybody that does have IIH suffers the same thing. They do have different symptoms. So the neurologist has decided he's putting me back on the medication. I don't think I should have been on them for just 10 days, because when I spoke to the other ophthalmology and the neurologist, they seemed quite surprised that I was only on them for 10 days after being diagnosed with this condition. So he's putting me back on the medication. My brain's gone. Yeah, this is another thing that I'm suffering with, is brain fart. I'll be talking about something and then sometimes I'll just forget what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm going back on this medication. We've got to see how this medication helps, side effects, if it does help with it. He's referring me to a dietitian as well, because that is one thing that the neurologist and doctors will say to you, that weight can be a major factor in IIH, that it happens with overweight women. I don't know if that's true. I really don't know. It just seems to me a lot of things they always blame on weight. Yes, I have put a lot of weight on, but not everybody suffers with this condition who is overweight. So I just think that's a bit of a, I can't really say. The neurologists and doctors know more than I do. As I said, I'm no profession on this. I'm no expert. I'm just learning about it myself and being diagnosed with it. However, they do say a reduce in weight can help the condition. So I've been referred to a dietitian. He asked if I'd like to be referred to one, or if I'd like to try and sort that part out myself. However, I've tried diets in the past and they don't work for me, unfortunately. So I feel like I do need that support, because without it, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So it's referring me to a dietitian. I have cut certain things out, like milk. I've reduced it to skim milk now, smaller meals and that. So I'm trying baby steps there, baby steps. So I've also been referred to having that I need to have a lumbar puncture. So lumbar puncture, basically what it is they give you a local anaesthetic in the spine, and then a tube-like needle is inserted in between like the spinal cord, and it retracts fluid from that needle, and it measures the amount of cerebral fluid that you do have. So that's the reason why I have got to have that. They say it's best to lie down for at least an hour or a couple of hours after that. Experiences after that, you can suffer with backache. I can't say a lot about that at the minute, because I'm only reading up about lumbar puncture. I know people that have gone through it. I'm learning more about it every day. I've just got to wait for my appointments for my lumbar puncture now, and I've got to also wait for my prescription for my medication to come through. Things are unfortunately a little bit slow at the minute due to the COVID. It's managed to put everything back, especially hospital appointments and that. So that's what I'm waiting for at the minute. And basically the lumbar puncture will measure how much excess light fluid I have got in my spine and my brain. The neurologist also asked if I was having any other symptoms. He asked how my legs and my arms were with this, if I have any problems with them. And I did explain to him. I said, yes, my legs, they feel like they've gotten worse. As I said, I could walk for miles, but I only have to walk in to go and get Trish. not Trish, both of them, to go and get the children from school, and I feel exhausted. If I go out in the day now to do anything, I'm tired when I get back and I'm wanting a nap. Sometimes I've had a nap. The other morning I took my daughter to school. I came back. I said to my husband, I'm just going to have 5-10 minutes on the bed. And I woke up 2 hours later. So that's how exhausted I was. So it can affect you in different ways. So lethargic, tiredness is one of the symptoms you can have, which I have got. So what do I say from here? I don't know, it still feels unreal that I've been diagnosed with this IIH. You always think it can happen, things like illnesses and diseases and conditions that happen to other people and not you. I'm here to tell you that can happen to you. This is why it is so important for you to go and have your eyes tested, even if you think you don't need it. If you are due for an eye test, go and have it done. It's always best to have it done. And yeah, I dread to think what things could have possibly turned out like if I hadn't have gone for that eye test, because I wouldn't have known about this. I would have carried on with it, and I would have carried on refusing to go to the doctor because there's more pressing matters in the world. And I don't know how it could have gone. As I said, unfortunately with IIH, eyesight is one of the major factors that they are concerned about, that it can affect. It can affect vision loss, which I don't want anything to happen, but vision loss, vision is such an important thing in my life at the minute, because anything and everything I do includes my vision, looking after my children, looking after my husband, because my husband, he suffers with severe anxiety and depression. He does not go out the house, so anything that needs doing on the outside anywhere, I have to do it. I have to look after my husband in the house, do things around the house. Like I said, I'm a mother of 2 small children. I need to look after them. Most of the things that I do, like my craft wise, colouring, stitching, crochet, reading, everything includes my eyesight. So yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, that's why I can't stress enough that you do need to get your eyes tested. So for now, I'm going to leave it here. I just wanted to have a little talk about it, guys. As I said, I'm no expert on it. I'm just talking about it from what I'm understanding personally from it. So please I don't want you to think that I'm saying that I'm an expert. If there's something I've mentioned that you're unsure about, or if there's something I haven't mentioned, then it's possibly that I don't even know about it yet. Because like I said, I'm still learning about this condition myself. I'm still trying to come to terms with it, about the brain condition that I have. In a way, it feels strange. It doesn't feel like I don't know. It's hard to explain. So I'm going to leave it here for now, guys. When I have my lumbar puncture, I will talk to you about that, about what I went through with the lumbar puncture, and to let you know how things went and how the medication is doing. So also, for purposes of this video, because I don't want it to be a sympathy thing either, I don't want to do that either, I'm not monetizing this video. I'm not putting any links in to my wish list and that, because I just don't want it to be about that. I just wanted to connect with you guys and to let you know what's been going on in my life at the minute, and to explain it a little bit more. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get going now before I prattle on anymore. If you've enjoyed listening to this video, I know it's a bit of a sore subject, but if you have, then please feel free to give the video a big thumbs up if you can. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, then please feel free to press that subscribe button. I would love to have you here. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, or or any information that you would like to give to me about IIH that you think will be helpful, then please do comment in these comment section below. I would love to know, because at least then, like I said, I'm trying to learn about it all myself. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get going now. Thank you for joining me today. As I said, it's not a best subject, is it? The next video will be a lot more better, because I'm going to be doing my haul for my colouring. So I'm gonna get going now. I'm gonna get going now, guys. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and thank you for being the best subscribers a YouTuber could ever have. So I'll see you soon. Goodbye for now, guys. Bye.